your loop is working well for you. Very good signal. I'm 100 watts on an off-center fed dipole cut for 80, and a number of people were just leaving. I'm not sure who's still out there. Marty's still out there. Sounds like Angelo may have left. But yeah, feel free to work any of the other guys out. And it sounds like your antenna's working well. Back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. I've been working on it. I ended up buying one of those rig monitors there and put on the coax and told me what my frequency should have been. So I wanted to shorten it up. So I went up and actually made it about 6 feet shorter, and that seemed to make a bit of a difference. So right now I'm not running through the tuner.
Frankie.
And
what's up,
now
Frank?
I am running through the
Morning.
tuner. Do you hear a difference?
Well, with the QSB, it's very difficult to tell.
It's just
I had
knocking
a
around.
slightly better signal when you weren't running through the tuner, but that can't be the reason, can it?
Sure can.
Hey, Peter.
I don't know what I'm doing on this end. I'm having fun, and I need to learn how to work balance and balance and all of that. So anyway, I've been off the air for 10 years. All the trees knocked my antennas down and had to have a double knee replacement.
I'll comment on that, Peter, shortly here. I'm going to throw my call in.
Good to get back on the air. I got to learn what the radio is all about here again, but glad to hear that the 40 meter is working, and I'll use it more this winter because of the ground reflector. I guess I got about 2 inches of snow. It's about 25 degrees here. But anyway, I want to thank you for giving me a good...
Actually, coffee, Peter. I'm still on coffee. I shouldn't be.
Audio quality is really good. Everybody is sounding really good. Some are louder than others, but I was listening to you for quite a while, and yeah, it sounds like it's a good group there. So again, thank you very much. This is Al in Moncton, KD10F 73.
AL K1GMM comment.
K1GMM, I think. Go ahead.
AL Moncton, roughly where are you, Moncton? I'm in southwestern Vermont. You're in QSB, just to give you a quick report. I think we have a Moncton, Vermont, maybe, or something. I'm not sure where you're at, but name is Steve, up here, southwestern Vermont. It's almost 20 over at times, so you got it going on. That antenna's working great for you, at least between the two of us. Go ahead.
Yeah, copy that, Steve. What's your call sign again?
The call sign is Kilo 1 Golf Mike.
Copy that. Very good. Well, you're pushing 30 over here, and I am in Moncton Ridge, which is about 20 miles south of Burlington, just on the first line of ridges east of Lake Champlain. And I'm on the east side of a ridge, but I got my Skywire loop mounted up on the ridge about 28 feet high, and like I said, it's all of a sudden working because we have no leaves and we have a good ground reflector. Over.
Wow. Talk about a freak show on 40, and good morning to everybody on here. I didn't want to interrupt, but I was just curious there. Wow. Band's a little short. That's a little 75 meter action we got going on right now. So yeah, 40 is a freak show, to put it mildly. We should not be able to hear each other on 40. You're not that far away from me. I'm about, I'm right. I sit right between Manchester and Rutland. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Copy that. I don't usually use 40. I'm trying to spend more time on 160, but I don't seem to find enough people that I want to talk to. That's strange. Anyway, very good. I'm running about 300 watts, as I said before, and I'm running 85 watts here right now. This is 85, and this is back to 300. What do you think?
Okay, about an S9 to the last go, because there's really sharp USB, about 15 over. So you were peaking almost 25 over at one point, and I'm pushing about 400 out. on a 2-element loop array, which is actually going southwest, and you were actually stronger, which does make sense. It's not very directional when we're this close. So I'm actually pointed southwest right now, and I flipped it to the northeast, and there was no difference. So a lot of NVIS going on. It's pretty cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, the nice thing about this square loop is it's real quiet here on this end. If the band is short and we're talking to each other, I don't understand that either. I'm got it tuned up so I can do some long haul to see. My nephew is coming to visit, and we just want to talk to another country for something different. And I figured that 40 would be a good test. This isn't a long hauler, this loop, but it is fairly quiet. Over.
Yeah, they are very, very quiet. Insanely quiet. I found sometimes up to 4 S units depending on atmospheric noise. Pretty amazing how quiet they are. Sometimes not, but more often than not, yeah, they're really quiet, boy. Really nice. All right, I get back out of the way. You guys carry on. Thanks for letting me jump in. Good morning all the way around. I've been listening for a while. I guess I'll put it back to you. You know where it's going. K1GMM, Steve over here, Southwest Vermont.
Thank you. I'm 73 here, and back to you fellas that let me get a good signal report there. 73 to all. Have a good day.
I'm back, boys.
The Godfather.
Alpha 3 Echo Delta Delta.
Did you wash your hands, Bill? Oh my God, my throat's killing me, man. It's freaking killing me. Oh my God, the goons joined the frequency, K1GMM. G, the G's for goon. Hey, Steve. Hey, don't go anywhere. Come on in and jump in. I don't know. It sounds like I went up to make a cup of tea and a whole bunch of people joined, Marty. Oh, by the way, I just got an email from, or a note from, excuse me, Ben. He had to bail, so he said to catch you guys later. And I guess, Marty, I'll throw it to you because I don't know if Angelo's still out there and the rest of the guys. So I just came back down with my cup of tea, and I did wash my hands, Marty.
Oh, very good, good man. You have to wash your hands after you, Vito, he signed out. Angelo signed out. I'm going to get in the shower and get myself cleaned up, have some breakfast. Good to run into all you fellows here. I hope to see you guys soon again. Have a great day and be safe. W2OT. Go ahead, Vito, take it and hand it over to somebody else.
Okay, Marty, no problem. Good to hear you, buddy, and buon anno. Have a good New Year. Hopefully we'll talk to you before then. So we'll be hanging around next few days anyway, so no problem. Okay, so Ben bailed. Dan, are you still there? Did you bail out too? Okay, so Dan bailed out. Angelo, are you still there? Oh, geez, I came back and everybody left. Brad, are you still there?
Good morning, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Delta Delta.
Oh, hey, what's Pino? What's going on?
Oh, not much. Good morning. Good morning. I just got up. We were very late last night, and I just turned on the radio, and I was listening to somebody talking, and I was listening before answering, and that's it. Nice to hear from you, and I your
JPX, good morning. Mr. Paul, the Christmas light boy.
We can exchange some messages later on, okay? Back to you, please.
Yeah, okay, Pino, no problem. There was a whole bunch of us on here, and I just went to make a cup of tea, and a couple of guys had to drop out. So I think Angelo had to go. Dan's gone. Ben's gone. I guess Brad and Kevin. I'm not sure if Kevin is still there. Kevin, RCA, VA3 RCA. Are you still there?
Yeah, hey Vito, I'm still here. I was just looking at Pino's QRZ page. Pino, do you? It says you're building the DL2 man USDX sandwich. Do you actually have a parts kit for that? VA3 EDD in the group from VA3 RCA.
Oh yes, yes. I'm building the. Actually, I was building the old version, the one with three boards. Now the new one. I ordered
Glenn.
of two kits of them. And I'm waiting
Hey,
to
Rui.
get.
How you doing, man?
And I don't know.
Belated Merry Christmas. Happy New
There's
Year
a new
coming, man.
video on
Nice to see
YouTube
everybody.
from DL2MAN, and actually I was watching the video last night, and it's pretty simple to assemble. It's almost partially assembled. You have to just put a couple things on top, and you have to do the RF side, with all the coils and everything. But looks pretty simple to build.
Yeah, okay, Pino. I was a little worried it might be difficult, but I watched the video like you did, and I don't think it's going to be any problem for me. And
I think it does, Rui. I think you can do the same thing. As long as you're able to pass audio in and out of the FTDX 3000 through a USB audio cable, USB audio codec, it should work the same. I just posted a new video this morning on some things I found with SDR console. I'm not sure if you're running console with a 3000 using an external sound card, so you may want to check that out. An update there.
I like QRPs. I have an ICOM, a 7100, but I like to play with QRPs. I have so many, I built so many. Even the old one, the UBTX, many other things. But anyway, sorry, Vito, we are doing a little bit back and forth here.
Really, Glenn? Jeez, 10 meters is open. I get out of here. I got to check out the shorter wavelengths.
Delta. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Delta. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Delta Delta. Sorry, guys, I just woke up.
Yeah, Pino, no problem, man. No problem. Like I said, I had stepped upstairs to grab a cup of tea and, as Marty says, to wash my hands. So, so we're just settling back into the shack here. So, no problem. And so there's the two views left. And I know Steve was still sitting in there, K1 GMM. Steve, are you in here, or are you doing something else?
No, I'm procrastinating, man. I got things I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm being a slacker. I just want, over the past few months, and nice to hear everybody. Kevin, Pino, nice to hear you. Name is Steve over here in southwestern Vermont. Kilo 1 Golf Mike is the call. And I got a bunch of irons in the fire. I've been into All-Star, running an All-Star node. I took quite a few months off from doing that this year, 2021, and I'm just picked up a DMK Yuri, and I have that, so I've got to do a modification to a UV5R. I used to run the node on an old Motorola, like a Max Track. I blew the Max Track up, and I still have the GM300, but kind of give you a screenshot of what I'm planning. I got to trace uses a DB25 connector, and I need to modify the UV5R and rip that apart. So I was supposed to be doing that today, and dude, I'm telling you, I have no motivation. I don't know what it is, and I haven't, lately I've been in here on the radio, and I'll tell you, it's really nice, man. I really miss operating on HF and touching base with everybody. I met a lot of great people, like it just seemed to surround you. And I met you, so this gives me something, and I'd much rather play radio than work on technical stuff, soldering and all this other stuff. You got to be in the mood for that, and I'm just not in the mood, so I'd rather be in here playing, or at least listening. Hope you get your voice straightened out. You got a little man flu. I don't know if you ever had the man flu. I had that several years ago, and dude, I lost my voice for like 6 weeks. It completely went away. I know it's probably not man flu, but it reminds me of that. Lost my voice for, my voice was very rough. Had the usual fever, typical flu bug, but I guess in the UK or something, they call it the man flu. And this thing was going around, so it went away. And it was about 10 days, 2 weeks. Completely disappeared. Then all of a sudden, boom! I lost my voice for 6 weeks, man. I'll tell you, everybody was like jumping for joy. They're like, finally got this guy to shut up. Go ahead, push it back to you, and you can send her around the horn there. K1GMM.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Steve. Yeah, well, well, I told you that Mary, the wife, and my daughter, they weren't feeling well, and they actually got there. I was talking the last couple of days about potentially COVID. They did the rapid test and all that stuff. Well, they got their results last night, and they tested positive, so they got the bug.
Hey, Doug, what's going on?
I've been trying to live downstairs.
Yeah, it's a bummer you jumped out this morning, Doug. I think you jumped out, and I was kind of in and out there, but it was nice to hear you, Doug. KB2 UKA.
Anyway. Enough of that. And
one of the freaking gurus.
Man, you give me way too much credit. I think it's the other way around. For you guys who haven't gone to Steve's page, K1GMM, Kilo 1 Golf Mike.
Damn it, Vito.
I recommend you do so, because if you're into little projects in regards to audio, or if you're interested in extending your ICOM 7300 using virtual audio, or tapping into the IF and understanding how to use SDR console, man, that's the guy to go. You spend hours and hours and hours cutting videos for everybody, and really doing a great job in showing you how to do it. So he's just not doing it, he's sharing how to do it. So great page, great website. He's got a website too, and just a load of
that really chaps my ass.
So, and not to brown nose or anything, but a very good operator, and I'm glad we hooked up. So the feeling's mutual there, Steve. Anyway, Kevin, I'll throw it over to you, man. I'm going to probably get out of here shortly. As much as I'm not feeling good, I might just go out and get some exercise and shovel a bit of snow. We got about an inch up here, or inch or two. So go ahead, Kevin, pick it up. Sorry for the long wind.
Yeah, hey, no problem. I probably should get going myself. Hello to you, Steve, K1GMM, and good to hear you, and you too, Vito. Vito, I hope your family bounces back real fast.
KDHDYA.
Okay, there's a break station in there.
Doesn't he?
Kevin, you're kind of dropping.
Tell you, Vito's got it going on, man.
Going between us, but
little baby ICOM,
I'm not sure. Steve,
Freaking...
were you hearing Kevin? Was he throwing it to me?
Yes. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry about that, Kevin. Yeah, we're doing okay, man. We'll be all right. Nothing more than just symptoms like a cold and runny nose going on in the family. So I think everybody's okay. We got our shots, so thankfully that's helping enormously.
Yeah, I'll look for you later, Doug. Don't be afraid to shoot me an email, Doug. Let me know you're on. I'll track you down, man. But I know you got a lot of people that jump in, so.
I just wanted to see if I was working today.
It's always nice to. Roundtables are always fun, man. I'm loving this stuff.
I appreciate the comeback. I just wanted to see where you was located and how I was doing. Over.
Yeah. Hey, listen. My apologies. Everybody's welcome here. I want to make that clear. We don't. Nobody purposefully leaves or does not acknowledge anybody out when we're together with this group of guys, because it's a real great bunch of guys. So I'm hearing you good, man. I got about a 5 and 8 on you, but I didn't get quite your full call sign. Can you give it to me phonetically?
It's a Kilo Delta 8 Delta Yankee Alpha.
Okay, I got it that time. A kilo, I believe it was Kilo Delta 8 Delta Yankee Alpha, unless I completely screwed that up. And I've got, I don't have anything. Kilo Delta 8 Delta Yankee Alpha. What's the name?
The name's Harold, and I'm in Central West Virginia. Over.
Okay, Harold. Yeah, you're in Canvas, West Virginia. I love West Virginia, by the way. You're a solid 5 and 8.
More beer here. More beer.
The
I
audio's a
love
little
beer.
bit on the light side for me, but I'm copying you, no problem, Harold. 5 and 8 into Toronto, Canada. My name is Vito, Victor India Tango Oscar. I'll throw it over to Pino. Pino is in the group as well. Victor Echo 3 Delta Delta Alpha, unless I screwed that up. Pino, pick it up. Are you hearing West Virginia?
Yes, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Delta Delta. I barely can hear him. Kilo Delta 8 Delta Yankee Alpha. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's very, very low in my station here. Let's see. I'm gonna try to go back to him if he can hear me. Otherwise, somebody else is gonna pick up the microphone here. Okay. Back to you, Kilo Delta 8 Delta Yankee Alpha Victor Alpha 3 Echo Delta Delta.
Roger there. Yeah, I got you in with the noise level here is it's quite loud, and you're coming through the noise. But I was just my son came in from Texas, and I was just showing this. I got my antennas put back up, and I was showing him how it was working. And I appreciate the comeback of you guys. I really do. And y'all have a happy New Year. And I'm gonna get off here and go visit with him for a while. And I appreciate the comeback. KD8 DYA. Over.
Okay, Harold, very good. No problem. Happy New Year to you, and glad you were able to show your buddy a little bit of amateur radio. Good going. Have a great one in 73. This is VA3 VMD. Kevin, I guess I'll throw it over to you. VA3 RCA. Go ahead.
KD8 DYA, 5 and 9 into Vermont. Happy New Year, K1GMM.
Thank you.
Yeah, he sounds good, Vito. I'm not hearing you all that well either. Do you copy me, Vito?
Yeah, you know what? As it's getting that time of day where the band goes a little squirrely. So yeah, you're dropping out on me too, Kevin. Maybe we'll pick it up with you a little bit later on. I'll maybe finish up the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then I might go out and get some exercise, as much as I probably shouldn't, but I'll probably do it anyway. Good to hear you, buddy. Come around more often. There's a bunch of us hanging in and around here in the mornings and afternoons and evenings and midnight. Oh, no. Anyway. Okay, Kevin, have a good one.
Okay, sounds good, Vito. So hope you still copy 7-3 to you. Good to hear you, Steve, Al, and I'm not sure if anybody else is there, possibly Brad. 7-3, guys. Have a good day. VA3 RCA.
Hey, see you, Kevin. 7-3. Nice to hear you, man. 5 and 9 plus at times, and QSB into Vermont. Sounded good, man. We'll catch you later.
Hey, thank you, Steve. Yeah, great signal from you as well. Creeping up on 10 dB overnight. Have a great day, guys. VA3 RCA.
Yeah, hey, Brad, are you still out there in Ohio, or did you drop off? Are you there, Brad? Boy, Steve, I think I scared everybody away.
Did Pino sign? Pino, he's 5'9" in here, too. Nice to hear him. I don't think we've chatted. Well, maybe we have. Jesus, shows that he's in my log. So I like the plane. He's got to be a pilot or a technician or some mechanic. But if that's his plane, score on that, man. Pino, you still in there? Steve over here in Vermont, K1GMM.
Yes, Steve, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Delta Delta. I can hear very well, and actually, you are 5 and 9 plus, probably 20 over 9. And I think we chat some time before, but I don't remember. I have to check my log. But anyway, I put on my log run today. Yes, I was in the Air Force 25 years. I'm still a pilot, but recreational pilot right now. I'm just doing it for fun. So I retired in 2002, and I moved here to Canada because I was in the Italian Air Force in Italy. And so very strong singer for you. Obviously, the band is a little bit, I have pretty much a very heavy background noise, but it's some of you I cannot really hear, but I don't know. Whatever. We'll see what we can do. I don't know if Victor Alpha 3 Romeo Charlie Alpha RTA is still here. I'm going for you, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Delta Delta.
Yeah, Pino, I think Kevin was signing off. I think the local propagation or the local ground, whatever it's allowing us to talk, it's probably propagation, but very, very close propagation is dropping out on us. So if it was ground wave, we'd probably still be able to talk. But I think the band's changed locally, so I'm still hearing you, but not as strong as before. So I think RCA, Kevin, cleared off frequency.
Yeah, I can see that because even your signal is very low right now, and I can hear very well Steve from K1JMM, and probably there is a long skip right now. It's a longer than local. Anyway, they're calling me. We have breakfast right now. Let's breakfast, early lunch, and it was nice talking to all of you. And I hope maybe later on, or maybe tomorrow, we can talk again. Okay? I'm going for you, Kilo 1, call from Mike, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Delta Delta.
Okay, Pino. Yeah, nice to hear you, man. And I was trying to figure out your accent. I was like, okay, I know he's in Canada. He should be French, but that sounded Italian to me. So, yeah, you caused a little confusion on this end. And, yeah, very good on your retirement from the Air Force and flying for fun. Very, very cool. And nice pic, by the way. Really nice picture. I haven't looked at the QRZ page yet, but it popped up in my logger because it pulls information from QRZ. So that's how I saw the picture. Very cool. 7-3, bud. We'll catch you later. Thanks for chat, and have a great rest of the day. I'm sure I'll run into you again before New Year's. If not, Happy New Year, and hope it's a great one for you. You take care. VA3EDD from Kilo 1 Golf Mike.
Hey, Steve, now you know I've got N2QQF Frank as my bodyguard in New Jersey, and now I've even got my private pilot up here because he flies out of Buttonville, which is 10 minutes away from me. So be good, man, or I'm going to pay you a visit. Hey, listen, I caught just a little bit of your live stream on the SDR console and the sound cards this morning, so it sounds like you got things routing properly and not crapping out on you. So good. Bravo. And here's the thing for you. I haven't had a dropout in hardware or anything happening in Banana since I don't know if this is just a coincidence, but I left it running pretty much all day yesterday. But I changed the priority to high in both Voice Meter Banana and in Cakewalk on Windows, and I don't know if it's just coincidence because it has a tendency to behave, and then when you least expect it, it poops on you. But I just thought I'd let you know that that's what I've done here on Cakewalk and Voice Meter Banana.
Okay, I was going to mention that because I know you're doing basically the same thing I'm doing at times with console, and I've been trying to crack that nut. What is going on here? Oh, I must have hit the keyboard by accident. I still hear it crackling every once in a while on your last over. It's that banana thing, dude. Didn't hear it on anybody else, but I'm very hesitant to point a finger because it could be my end. But I looked over at the buffer and everything's very happy. So it's still it's a voice meter. I know it's voice meter. I know it is. I played this game. It's not dropping out, and it comes and goes. Very strange. just to let you know. But it's not a deal breaker. It just shows up and then it goes away and it doesn't do it again. It's like Windows is tasking somewhere, and it's causing a little bit of a fart with banana somewhere. But yeah, good on that. You may have to you may want to try running it. I switched it to default in console in the audio card. I was running not where you're thinking. I'm talking about in the settings. In the buffer settings in the menu. If you click that little gear icon and you go to audio, and what is it? I can pop it open quick. I can never remember because audio playback, and you got options. I was running at ×2 with no buffer fill checked, and that's the only thing you might have to fuss with. Seems to be stable on default, and it seems to run lower, a little bit lower latency there, but I don't know how long it will run stable. I got it stable on ×2 buffer size. So, that's kind of a crapshoot. You're going to have to mess with that. But, major score. And the really cool thing is that I'm pushing a stream right now. I'm just testing everything. I keep doing this to test it. And I'm able to get it virtual right into OBS without having to run a middleman. So it just OBS, as I've said before, anybody who's played with this streaming software, it's a hog, it's a pig. It doesn't like to share anything. So with everything set on the default in console, and you set OBS to use the default device on desktop audio, it just works. It will not work any other way. So major score on that. So that's 2 streams I pushed this morning. With it still working. So we'll see, dude. You know how Windows is. An abomination of Windows. I understand why Doug, Doug, I think, is all over on Mac, isn't he? UKA. That's where the Macs really, really shine. That's what they're built for. They're very stable platforms, operating systems and stuff, and hardware for, digital imaging, desktop DTP work, video production, audio production. They're just, you don't run into the same problems we run into on Windows. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, I've lived that life. That was part of my career, working with Windows and problems and servers and networks and all that crap. So I hear your pain, man. But I'd gone upstairs and I thought,
Andrew, holy cow.
Stream. So
Merry
I
Christmas,
I
Happy
didn't
New
catch
Year.
the whole thing.
Happy New Year coming. Jeez, Andrew, I hope Melissa, right? I hope she's doing well.
Jumped in.
And nice to see you in here.
As you were going through some of the sound card settings in Windows, telling everybody to make sure everything matches and pray that none of them get hijacked with the sample rates and the buffers and all that stuff. So I'll go back and watch it after. But are you on the 7300 now, or are you on the Anon?
No, I'm on the little icon. I was going to bring the Anon in, but I'm so lazy, dude. I have to actually walk into the other room and light it up. So I was like, forget it. I'm just going to sit down and reach out in front of me and turn the icon on. Is that pathetic or what? I run the Anon in the other room because I've got a server fan installed in it. I had a DC to DC converter failure, which Doug, the repair technician for Apache down in, I think he's in Arkansas, he had mentioned to me that I bought the rig used, and it quite possibly could have been caused by a poor power supply with the previous owner. It's not definitive. So I had him install a server fan in there, and it is freaking loud, dude. I mean, it's like it's going to take off right off the desk. So I run it in the other room, and it's dead quiet. I just pull all the lines. I've got a cat line that runs in there, the coax, and control lines run into that. in the other room, connect to it from the shack here. So yeah, that's how lazy I am today. You know, you can go ahead and laugh. But I was like, geez, I really want to light the Anon up. And I was already sitting down. I'm like, screw it.
Well, listen, I looked at the bandwidth and I thought, he's probably running the 7300. But if I hadn't looked at the bandwidth, that's why I asked, right? I thought, let me just make sure. Maybe he just narrowed it down just for some of us guys over here. But, man, I hope mine sounds as good as yours. Well, yours definitely doesn't sound like a 7300. It's definitely got, it's funny because I happened to trip across Doug this morning. I'm not sure if you went in there or you came in there afterwards. Maybe you didn't, but I had just come in because I just come from upstairs.
Oh, sorry about that. I had the audio muted. I had to cough. Sorry about that, gang. I do that all the time.
I went, uh-oh. I said, I hope it was all good. And both Doug and Bill, W1, I can't remember it's called, in Pennsylvania. They were saying, Doug was saying how he couldn't believe how the 7300 sounded. He goes, that guy up in Canada is doing it too, and he mentioned you as well. And the guy in Pennsylvania, Bill, said, you know what? When Vito comes in sometimes, he goes, I got to look at my pen adapter, because man, he looks like he's wider than 3K. He goes, he's got that thing sounding really, really good. And I said, oh, okay, well, then it was good you were talking about us. We'll let you go this time. But even those guys, and there's some audio files on that side, too, to get, that kind of comment coming from them, and you're not even on the frequency, and they're talking about it. I mean, that's saying something. Oh, and I think I hear something breaking up. I think I hear it now.
No, you were clean 100% of the time on that entire over. It was totally clean. I don't know, dude. Um, you know, that's the whole thing. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get these things to really rip. You know, and you could probably do it. I wish I had more experience. You know what rig I really liked? And I've always wanted one just to play with is a 590. I've heard there's a guy, I'm trying to think of his call. I believe he's over in New Hampshire. He's got a bunch of different rigs, I think. I can't remember his name or his call. He usually hovers around 3822 maybe in the mornings. I'll tell you what, that 590 is incredibly capable. That Kenwood. That's another one. I don't think the transmitter is quite as clean. There's two things with the ICOM. It's a very clean PA. There's very little IMD on it unless you really scorch the ALC or you got the, if you're flat top in the amp or whatever. But yeah, a lot of people will say, what the heck are you? If they know the rigs I have, they know me, they'll say, oh, which one are you on? And are you on the Anon? They always think I'm on the Anon. It's because, one, the PA is very clean on it, very little IMD, and the sound of it, And I've heard a couple Kenwood 590s, and they're supposedly brick-walled, but boy, I'll tell you, you can get those to sing too. Sound really good. And that's the catch, people think you need to spend a lot of money doing this, and you don't. A decent, the rack, yeah. And finding the components to make them work on a rack is kind of difficult. But doing it the way we're doing it, I mean, all of it's free except for the microphone, which you need anyways, and a sound card, and you're off and running, K1 GMM.
Yeah, very good, Steve. K1 GMM, BA3 VMD. I was going to say something about, I know what it was. Well, I also have the hardware box, the UR6QW, and you've heard that a few times too, and I think you commented that it sounded really good, excuse me, on the hardware box too. So a friend of mine who was running a Kenwood 870, oh my God. This guy came on the radio the other morning on 75 meters with the 870 and that UR6. Holy crap. That thing sounded freaking amazing, man. I could not believe it. That 870, I thought, no way is he. I go, why are you wasting your money getting that UR6 on that 870? Holy crap. I'm telling you, man, Steve, if you had heard this thing, he sounded freaking amazing.
That's funny you said that. You are the person. I was talking to Jerry, W1JWC. When was this? Yesterday morning or the morning before down on 3615? They're usually in there early, dude. Usually starting up around 5 o'clock. And the band's too long at that time. So I'll try and catch him starting at 6:30 where it starts to tighten up, It's just starting to get light and the band will tighten up. And I'll still hear the guys in Virginia, sometimes Florida. And Jerry, because he's only 60 miles from me, so the band's way too long at that point. He's normally 40 over to me, and he may be an S7. So the band, is just not cooperating really good. But we were chatting about that, whatever it is, the UR6 box, and I looked it up. He was telling me how good that sounds, and I thought somebody mentioned you. I said, oh, I know Vito. Can't remember who it was. And that's the box. It's the Ukrainian box, right? It's got the comp, the compression. What is it? A reverb? It's got like an 8-band EQ or something like that. Or what is it? 6-band, 8-band? Very good EQ points on that. I pulled it up and looked at it, and I've heard of it before. And I think they have a new one, don't they? The new one looks like it has like a touch screen on it, a digital display. Have you seen that thing? I think it's the same thing, but an upgraded version. Go ahead.
Yeah. That box actually came out when I bought this one. And Eric, I think you've talked to Eric before, N2RRA. He's the one who finally sold me on getting it because I was looking at this box for about, oh man, it had to be at least 6 months. And I kept saying to myself, you're wasting your $200. You're wasting your $200. You're wasting your $200. Don't buy it. And one day he was having issues with his 7610, and he was running the box, and it wasn't sounding good. Something happened. He changed the setting on the 7300, and it just didn't sound good. So he said, you know what, I'm going to do a factory reset tonight. And I said, okay, fine and dandy. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Anyways, he came on the next day, and all I needed to do was hear about 30 seconds of it. And I went on eBay and I bought it. And I said, that's it. If he's getting that thing to sound like that on an ICOM 7610, and it was the one specific for ICOM. It's got the XLR input at the back. It plugs right into the front of the radio. It's also got a mic input. It's got an 8-pin mic input on the front of the box. It's also got a mic input for like a headset, like an electric headset. It's got a phone jack. It's got a PTT, which is what I use.
Hey, Mick, how you doing?
In virtual audio here, so I just left the foot switch plugged in there instead of bypassing it and using the cable.
Belated Merry Christmas, Mick. Happy New Year coming, man. Nice to see you.
I didn't
all is well in
really want to go
Sweden.
for the digital one because, mind you, the digital one, I think he's got the dB levels going up to -12 and +12. And on this box, it's -6 and +6. But there's 8 bands. It's got compression. It's got a preamp. It's got a noise gate. It actually has a noise gate in it. And it's got an echo and delay and a master output. And it works pretty good, man. If you want, I'll switch over. It takes me about a minute and a half at most to switch over.
Do not touch it, dude. Not in the middle of a QSO. Don't touch it. I'm going to have to get out of here. I hear the wife moving around upstairs. We're going to be doing lunch 12:20. But quick question. So you mentioned that, was it Eric? You're talking about Eric? He was running that on a 7610. Have you, and yeah, good on the 870. I meant to comment, boy, 870s are no slouch. Anyways, wow. I bet that thing really cranked on the 870 because, Kenwood. I've always been a big Kenwood fan. I've never owned one, but I've heard, I've watched YouTube videos on, what is it? What are the old ones? Like the, what is it? The 570 maybe or something, the old Kenwoods. Guys are doing the voodoo stuff. Holy cow. Do they get those things? They are just romping. There's somebody in South America that runs one, I think. There's a guy stateside here, I think, as well, on YouTube. But the 7610, is that, I would imagine that's just as capable as the 7300. Is the PA is just as clean? Is it just as capable as the 7300? I've never really heard one. I've always wondered that because it would be a nice upgrade from the 7300. You got 2 independent receivers. If I could get the audio the way I want it on the 7610, and they're a beautiful set too, that's what I call a man's radio. Go ahead.
I don't see any reason why you couldn't do the virtual audio stuff or anything else on the 7610. It's pretty much the same engine, I think, other than the dual receive. Although they did have problems with the 7610s, eh? They had heat sink problems.
Hey, Bill.
And I know a few people.
You doing from PA?
A friend of mine here in Ontario
Merry Christmas,
that
buddy.
had a problem with the screen. And you know what? I think the 7300 cosmetically, feel-wise, touch and feel, not that makes a huge difference to a guy, especially like you, but to somebody else, it would. I don't know. It felt a little cheaper in my hands. The knobs and the buttons. I don't know. I don't think they're the exact same ones that they use on the 7300. They felt a little bit, I don't know, cheap. But I'm not a contester. I'm sure if you're a contester, that radio would really rock. Because I think the only thing about the 7300 is when there's a contest or something like that, the front end can get hammered pretty hard. And I've seen it. But then again, everybody's like, half a kilohertz away from each other, if even that. So, what do you expect, right?
Yeah, we'll see, Andrew.
It doesn't bother me on the 7300.
Good luck with that. Hope you get it straight.
If I was going to go to the next level, and spend $4,000 on a radio, Steve, I think it would be something other than the 7610. But that's just my opinion. The A3 VMD, back to you.
Yeah, K1 GMM. Yeah, I kind of that's hard to justify. This is only myself. I have fought tooth and nail to use the front end of the 7300, and I just can't, dude. Once I moved into the SDR realm, yes, no, 7610 is what I call a glorified superhet. Yeah, it's an SDR, but if you play with an Apache or a Sun, an Expert, or anything like that, a Flex, no. They are not the same things. We're talking the difference between an apple and a potato. 7300 being a potato as far as the receiver on it from an SDR standpoint. AGC slope is all wrong. And you start playing with an Apache or what I call a true SDR where you have full control over the front end. Same thing with console. That's why I run console. I try, dude, to run the 7300, just the native front end, and I can't. It completely demented me, just having control over it. I'm pushing this stream, and between the NR4 and the AGC on SDR console, using this as the front end of the 7300, dude. I mean, it's so close to dead silent. When you drop the key, it's unbelievable. Very, very quiet. You can't do that. Even an RF gain doesn't do that. That's the problem. An RF gain, you roll it back, it kills the audio as well. You can get to a certain point, and the audio will drop. And AGC control doesn't work like that, like in console. So I don't know. It's just very difficult. And I agree with you. I have a hard time justifying spending that much money on a conventional transceiver. Once you go, and this is just me talking, and I got a funny story for you I'll end with shortly here. And I totally get it. I understand what I'm about to tell you. I understand this guy's point of view. Totally. Excuse me. Spending that kind of money on something that doesn't give me full control over the front end, right? So like a full-blown SDR does. So I can't remember if I was talking to somebody or I was listening to them. This is a while ago. This is maybe a year ago, probably about a year ago. It was right after I got the Anon, and I think I was listening to this group, and this guy came in. He was an old timer, a lot of experience. He'd been in the hobby like 50 years, and he bought one. He bought some SDR. I don't know if it was a Flex or an Anon. And you know what he said? He said, I couldn't stand it. He said, not hearing, he could not get used to the fact that he wasn't hearing that QRN, that atmospheric trash across, when someone drops the key, and you can even hear it while somebody's keyed up and they're talking, right? It's still in there. If you hear it, unless they're, 20, 30, 40 over, 50 over, then you don't hear anything. But, he couldn't get used to it. He hated it. It's really funny. He could not stand it, so he sold it. I kind of sat back and I chuckled. I thought, what is that all about? And then I started thinking about it. I thought, well, if you've been using a conventional transceiver for 30, 40 years, 50 years, dude, it's unnerving. It's like someone's literally sitting right next to you in the room in a padded cell. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what traditional radio sounds like. You see where I'm going? I could understand it would be very unnerving to someone. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I mean, when you can unkey, like sometimes even when you're watching your streams, and I've experienced firsthand here, when you unkey and it's dead silence, and all of a sudden you hear this beautiful signal coming in. Like most guys would run outside and look at their antenna, like, is it plugged in? Because they're used to the white, hash and trash, and what do we call it? The white noise, right? Or the frying pan bacon sound in the background, or in the background as somebody's talking. So Well, here, Steve, I'm going to leave you with this because I'm the guy, and all my CB buddies, all my ham buddies are making fun of me now because I'm the one who said I'm not bringing my audio hobby or my computer hobby into my ham hobby. I ain't doing it. I did it all my career, all my life. I'm not going down that black hole. I just want to turn on the radio, key the mic, and talk. So they you know what they say to me now? They said Vito used to piss in the shower. Now that Vito's a ham guy and he's doing all the audio stuff, now he has to step out of the shower to take a piss. That's what I get from my guys now. So here's the thing. I'm going to leave you with this, okay? Because I think you said you had to get going, and I should probably get going too. Listen, that level class of radio is not a class of radio for somebody who's not comfortable with a computer, who's not very comfortable with Windows, who's not very comfortable sometimes even with network stuff, because you'll go crazy and you'll be on the phone with somebody trying to figure it out, or somebody's going to be remoting into your station trying to fix something. So, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, but I'm like you. I know guys who've gone out and bought it and sold it like a month later because it was just overwhelming. I think overwhelming is the word.
Yep.
Because they see everybody else working it. Oh, look how great it works, this and that, and then you don't realize the time and effort you got to put into it. And it's like anything else. So, anyways, that's my take on it. K1 GMM, we'll let you tie it up, and then I'm going to head out of here. VA3 VMD.
No, you are 100% right on the money. I was just talking to a friend of mine on All-Star this morning. We rehash this all the time. And even the SDR radios, there's a big difference between SDR radios. Like I have a Sun SDR2DX here, and I have an Apache. And I can tell you, the Sun SDR2DX, once you have that up and running, and you're actually, and that's not for the faint of heart, just getting it connected to your network, because that runs like the Apache does, except it's very different in how it actually establishes the connection. I guess it writes the IP. Once it's connected to the computer and the software sees it on the network, it writes that IP address to the firmware or something in the radio, right? And it's there forever. So all you have to do is input that IP address in the software and boom, hit connect and you're off and running. Once that's done, it is literally damn close to a plug and play radio. For a full-blown SDR rig. So from that aspect, it is kind of like, but you need a computer. You can't run it without a computer, right? Now, enter Apache Labs. I can tell you, dude, that thing is super simple to connect to the computer, but rip your freaking hair out, dude. I am telling you, that is a complicated rig. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not a genius with computers, but I'm not stupid either. And I can tell you, man, that is a complicated radio. There is a lot going on any Anon radio. So the only thing I would say, anybody who's wants to go that route, go into it with your eyes wide open. I did. I knew what I was getting into. The software is open source, right? If anybody who knows anything about software, whenever you see those two words, open source, hold on to your friggin' PTT, because that, and keep in mind, the software that's developed to actually run the radio has nothing to do with the Apache Labs company. It's all open source. It's all outside. So yeah, if you know open source stuff, get ready. It's quirky. When it works, it's phenomenal. It's probably the best rig out there from an SDR standpoint. It's absolutely amazing what the thing can do. But yeah, not for the faint of heart. It's a little scary. Anybody who goes into it with their eyes closed and they're thinking, oh yeah, no. There's a lot to it. The advantage, the big plus with the Apache is that the community is excellent, and there's guys that will help you. you'll meet guys on the air. They've helped me a lot. There's Chaz, and he's been playing with those for a decade. So there's guys that are incredibly knowledgeable. So the support in the community is very good. But yeah, it's not like you're going to throw it on the desk, plug it in, and turn it on and go. That ain't going to happen. We'll see you later. Have a nice afternoon if I don't catch you. I do have to amount to something, but I consider this actually amounting to something. So we'll see you later, Vito. Have a good afternoon if I don't catch you, and enjoy your lunch. And H&R stomping stuff is up there, so she's going to be stomping on the floor shortly. K1GMM, we'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, okay, Steve, no problem. Yeah, and next time we chat, we're going to talk a little bit about Flex versus the Apache and this SDR stuff, along with remote controlling the stations. That's another interesting topic. I kind of got into a very heated discussion one day in regards to remoting stations. So, and I know you don't do a lot of that, but I have a lot of expertise and knowledge in data communications, networking, routers, switches, all that stuff. So anyway, we'll leave that for another day, because that's going to be another interesting one. Hey, man, always a pleasure. And I'm glad we've been able to establish a great group of guys that drop in and drop out. I think it makes it really interesting, and everybody learns, right? We're not all experts in everything, so I consider the hobby a learning tool. Just as much as we, contribute, we learn. So that's what it's all about. Anyway, thanks, bud. We'll catch you later. I better go get some exercise, maybe shovel a little bit of snow. VA3VMD, we're going to QRT. Later, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see you later. And yeah, I try to differentiate between opinion and what I've experienced. You know what they say about opinions, don't you? Yeah. They all stink like a toilet bowl, mine included. You know what I mean? But I try to stick to what I have experienced firsthand. So I always say that mileage may vary. Take whatever, and run with it. If it doesn't work, or it works for you, or it's of help, or whatever. Yeah, boy, that's going to be a loaded one, dude. I'll actually learn some stuff. Hopefully people will jump in. I've never owned a Flex. I do have the Apache and the Sun. I can tell you the difference between those two. I have friends with the Flexes. I know what the strengths and weaknesses are between the Sun and the Apache. There are some very dramatic differences between the two. There's pluses and minuses I can speak to those two rigs. It just depends on what you want to do with it, what floats your pickle. That's the tough one. Anyways, it's such an individual thing. Do you need two independent receivers? Do you do a lot of remoting? Is IMD important to you? Is pure signal pre-distortion important? I mean, the list goes on and on. It's all what that's what I mean. It's so individual. You'll never, ever, ever hear me criticize a radio, because it's just, they're all different, and it's whatever makes you happy. Run whatever you want. If you don't like a particular rig, that's totally okay. It's not in your wheelhouse. You don't like it. If we all like the same thing, we'd all be freaking clones, What fun would that be? So anyways, we'll see you later, man. Don't even come back to this. I get a QRT as well. 73 K1GMM.
Comment? 73. Take care. VA3VMD QRT.
Yeah, comment. Go ahead, quick. Steve up here in Vermont, K1GMM.
Vermont. I'm down here in Massachusetts. I'm running a KWM2. 16 tubes, and as far as I can tell, they're all lit. Over.
Oh gosh, Massachusetts, boy, the band is tight and normal. That's crazy. We just had a guy quite a while ago jump in just north of me. I'm just north of Manchester, Vermont. Name is Steve, and we had a guy jump in just outside of south of Burlington, Lake Champlain, which is, geez, dude, that's got to be only 70 air miles from me, maybe. And he was blasting in here. So yeah, the band is tight. Hit me again. I'll give you a signal report. That's crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm running a 10-foot diameter magnetic loop. I just talked to a guy about 30 miles from me down in Mansfield, and 10 meters just opened up. So go figure. Name's Ted. Tired every day. We're in Newton, outside of Boston, and I got a little amplifier on top of this KWM2, so it's got a little bit of a power. Over.
Okay, yeah. What's interesting? Virtually no QSB, and there is rapid QSB. Band is very squirrely, and it's been like that all morning. 20 to 25 dB of QSB. I actually saw 35 dB of QSB earlier this morning, which is afternoon now. This was a couple hours ago on a station. But you're a solid 5 over. That entire over, there was no QSB. It was just honking along at 5 over 9. So very good. What's your name there? I'll get you in the log and give me your call sign again. Go ahead.
Name's Ted. Tired every day. Call sign's Kilowatt 1 Quebec America Radio, or Queen Anne's Revenge. And I'm using an unusual antenna. It's a 10-foot square magnetic loop, about 7 feet above the ground. Over.
I think I remember you. I saw the picture pop up in Log 4OM. I remember seeing this picture, so I've heard you on here before. Very cool. I think you were the big magnetic loop guy. And unfortunately, I can't hold it. I think you were the person I was going to talk to you a little bit more about this, but I got lunch waiting for me upstairs, so I'm going to duck out of here. If you want to see your signal, if you go to my QRZ page, probably the easiest way to do this, there's a link to my YouTube channel, and I'm pushing a live stream right now, which I'm going to kill. And once it renders, it's probably going to take an hour or two to render. You can go in you're going to be right at the very end. You can see it in there, signal and everything, and the audio, and it's all virtual. It's all exactly what the SDR is hearing. So, very cool. And I actually have a video camera running on the 7300, so you can see the true signal report. So anyways, we'll catch you later, Ted. Nice to meet you. I'm going to take off, get out of here. All the best there. Nice job on the magnetic loop. Very cool. I love magnetic loops. They fascinate me to no end. K1QAR, K1GMM. We'll see you in a bit.
K1GMS, bon appetit, K1QAR. And this particular KWM2 is going to Japan. I saw I just bought it yesterday on eBay. So you may hear it on the higher bands. 73s, bon appetit. I'm going to do the same thing, go up and make a sandwich.
Okay, 7-3. Nice to hear you, man. Thanks for jumping in. K1GMM. Clear.
K1QAR, QSY.
All right, you guys, I am out of here. I'm out of here. Ian, what's going on, dude? Happy New Year, Steve. I hope you also had a nice, same to you. Ian, nice to see you. Andrew, we will catch up with you later. Yeah, we'll sked up at some point. That would be very cool. We should be able to do that easily. Let's see. There was a question from way back, antennas. No antenna plans. Whoever, I think it was Peter asked me that. He's probably gone by now. No antenna plans, but I am going to work on an all-star node. I have to get the DMK USB interface to UE5R. So I'll probably be doing a video on that, showing how to do it and blah, blah, blah.